morning, one and all. We, the management, faculty, and students of Savitha Medical College, extend a very hearty welcome to our dignitaries and everyone present here. There is something incredibly hopeful about a fresh start, and as you trust the magic of new beginnings to realize your dreams. On this note, I, Dr. Shruti, extend a very warm welcome to the white coat ceremony of MBBS batch of 2022-23. This day hallmarks the beginning of your journey at Savitha Medical College. Thinking of the supreme power beyond all our human inadequacy is a partial manifestation of your divine opulence and energy. Let us now invoke the blessings of the Lord Almighty with an invocation song by Miss Parvatavartini M. The prayer will be followed by Tamil Tharvathu. May I please request everyone to rise and please keep standing till the end of Tamil Tharvathu.
கலியுக வரதன் கண் கண்ட தெய்வமாய் காட்சியளிப்பது பழனியிலே. கலியுக வரதன் கண் கண்ட தெய்வமாய் காட்சியளிப்பது பழனியிலே. மலை மகள் அருளிய சக்திவேல் முருகன், மலை மகள் அருளிய சக்திவேல் முருகன், மரகத வண்ணனாம் திருமால் மருகன். கலியுக வரதன் கண் கண்ட தெய்வமாய் காட்சியளிப்பது பழனியிலே. கண்ணுதற் கடவுளின் கண்மணியாய் வந்தார், கார்த்திகை பெண்டிகள் அணைப்பில் வளர்ந்தார். கண்ணுதற் கடவுளின் கண்மணியாய் வந்தார், கார்த்திகை பெண்டிகள் அணைப்பில் வளர்ந்தார். விண்ணவர் கூரையெல்லாம் நொடியில் களைந்தார், வேண்டுவோர் வேண்டும் முன் வரமெல்லாம் தந்தார். வேண்டுவோர் வேண்டும் முன் வரமெல்லாம் தந்தார். கலியுக வரதன் கண் கண்ட தெய்வமாய் காட்சியளிப்பது பழனியிலே.
நீராறும் கடலுடுத்த நிலமடந்தை கெழிலொழுகும், சீராறும் மதனமென திகழ்வரத கண்டனிதில். எக்கணமும் அதில் சிறந்த திராவிடனல் திருநாடும், தக்க சிறு பிறை நுதலும் தரித்தனரும் திலகமுமே. அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற, எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே. தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிழமை திறம்பியந்து செயல் மறந்து வாழ்த்துதுமே, வாழ்த்துதுமே, வாழ்த்துதுமே.
What is the importance of light in our lives? It is light that shows us the right path towards a brighter and a better future. Knowledge is the light that can banish all the darkness of ignorance. May I please request our dignitaries to step forward to light the Kuttuvelakku and mark the beginning of the career of these young students, hereby ushering in light and blessings. I also request Subhashri and Subramaniam from this batch of the incoming first year MBBS to join these dignitaries to light the lamps. As many as 18,72,329 candidates had registered for NEET UG exams this year in our nation to compete for around 91,927 MBBS seats. Dear students, we at Savitha Medical College recognize and appreciate your efforts to get through the exhausting studying hours and coming out with flying colors in the NEET exams, marking yourself to be the top 5% of the lucky ones to get admission in medicine. Congratulations to you and to your parents, and thank you for choosing us to be your college to pursue MBBS. We shall strive our level best to turn you all into better doctors of tomorrow by imparting knowledge and team spirits to serve the sick and the needy. On that note, let me welcome our beloved Dean Sir, Dr. Damodaran, a leader who not only aspires but also perspires along with the team towards providing nothing but the best to the learners of our institution. May I please request, sir, to welcome this august gathering.
Good morning to one and all. It gives me great pleasure to give the welcome address. At the outset, I'd like to welcome our Chancellor and the Director for this very important function. Sir had a very busy schedule in Erode today. Because of the white coat ceremony, he had to postpone that event. And thank you very much, sir, for having accepted to be here. Our Director has always been supporting us, and he works with us and perspires with us. So under his guidance, we have organized this white coat ceremony, and he was very particular that we call somebody from All India Institute this time, because we wanted somebody really good to address our students coming from one of the best top institutions in India. So I welcome our director for this program, and I don't have to, if you just put a Google search and see about our chief guest of the day, Deepankar Bhaumik, he has more than 200 publications, and he's also a professor of nephrology at the prestigious All India Institute of Medical Sciences. Sir, thank you very much for accepting our invitation within a short span of time, and having traveled all the way from Delhi to Chennai just to come and address our students today. And it's a very auspicious day for us, because for each and every student, you will never forget this day when you are going to start your career. And on such a beautiful day, we have a very distinguished personality who will come and talk to you, and you will remember this day forever. I'm very sure that he will be giving a very inspiring talk. I'd like to welcome Professor Soundarajan sir, without whose help we could not have proceeded with him. He knew Dr. Deepankar Bhaumik so well, and he was readily accepting and invited him for this program. Thank you, sir, for coming over, and a warm welcome to you, sir. A warm welcome to both our Vice Chancellor as well as our Registrar, who are pillars of strength for our institution. Recently we finished our NAC inspection and we came out with an A double plus score with a CGPA of 3.66. And our dental college is #1 rank in the country. And NIRF, we are 25th rank in the country out of all the medical colleges in the country. And all the other colleges, both our law and management, have also got into the NIRF category this time, and we have very impressive rankings. So, and I also welcome our medical superintendent, all the unit chiefs who are here. Now, the parents of these students have joined because the parents have done a lot of sacrifice to put you in this institution. And I welcome all the parents, and I assure you that you have put your students in a safe place, and we will be able to give you world-class education in the years to come. A warm welcome to all the parents for being patient with us. We have allowed you here with one parent, and others are watching from the other halls. So we warmly welcome all the parents. And the heroes of the day are the students, and I welcome all the students to this great institution, and I'm sure you will enjoy 5 years of your stay here and come out as very good graduates and very good citizens of this country. We assure you that we will give you the best of education, which is not only good in science, but will also have a lot of value base, and we will also train you to be very good researchers in future. And all the other faculty members who are here, I extend a very warm welcome to each and every one. I might have missed someone, but on behalf of the management and the students and faculty, I extend a warm welcome to all the other people who have assembled here. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. John Maxwell once said, "A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows us the way." True to the above words, Dr. Deepak, Director of Academics of CIMATS, inspires us with his dedication and determination. May I please request Dr. Deepak to address the gathering and present the opening remarks to introduce Savitha Medical College and Hospital to this August gathering.
Good morning and a warm welcome to the dignitaries on the dais, parents and my dear students. So the outset, first we thank you for choosing Savitha Medical College. It has been a tremendous journey for us in the past 15 years, and today we have become one of the top 2 in private institutions in the state, and we are very proud of what we have achieved. And at the outset, we have also been awarded the Platinum Plus ranking by QS World University Rankings, which I think this is the only institute to have that because of the tremendous amount of research contributions which we have done. Just the last year, the university has over 11 Lancet publications and totally around 6,000 publications to its credit, both in Web of Science and Scopus, making it one of the strongest publishing or strongest research centers to compare to the student and the faculty strength. So if you look at the per student or per faculty, we'd be at the top. In fact, I think in Web of Science, we are the highest publishing institute, even higher than IIT Chennai. So, so this much, so what exactly is the purpose of a university? A university in a society functions to, one, train the students. That's professional courses do that, even colleges do that, but a university is one which will generate new knowledge. So generate new knowledge for the society to absorb. So how do you generate new knowledge? That is by venturing into various types of research and programs and trying to inculcate. So yes, all of you have come with the great dream of becoming a doctor, but we also want you to aspire beyond that. You need to think lateral. We also would be happy to see you all become powerful entrepreneurs. We want to see you as trend-setting inventors and innovators in the field of medicine as well. And that is why the amount of emphasis on research that's been given at Savitha. One other thing which we are very proud of is we are currently the only institute offering small group learning from day 1 to the entire syllabus, meaning most institutions would teach students in large halls of 150 or 250 together, but you would only be sitting in classrooms of 40 at the most. So that obviously means I would really like to appreciate the faculty, because they need to teach everything 6 times in the name of small groups. So the amount of hard work and the dedication shown by the faculty is something we need to commend and appreciate for the additional efforts made sure, so that you get a much more personalized experience. So the next thing we are also very proud of is, in your undergrad training, we are also very keen that you are not just trained to become an eligibility to do a master's, but also be empowered to practice even with a bachelor's degree. So we are very much keen in developing skill sets. So we have a very good state-of-the-art simulation center, and we also have an integrated clinic concept. So rather than have a medicine or a surgery OPD, we have a conjoint OPD where the undergrad students would be doing the preliminary evaluation and the triage of the patients. So this, in our preliminary reports, most of the students are getting tremendous exposure, because usually it is a passive form of learning when you're listening to your professor explain about a patient. But here, since you have to diagnose and decipher what kind of treatment plan or suggestions are required for the patient, it definitely transpires into a much more hands-on kind of training. So that is also one thing which we are very proud of, and I think you will benefit a lot from. And finally, last but not least, the college will offer a lot of facilities and a lot of platforms. It is ultimately you who has to take the full use of it. And yes, your parents have dreamt that you land at this position at this point. You have also cooperated with them and put in your hard work, and together as a unit, along with your parents, you are taking your family to the next level. So you and your prosperity will ensure that your next generation is also prosperous. So use the facilities, try to learn as much as you can. Do not sit at the back and expect someone to push you to go forward, but rather, this is a professional course. You need to be more active or proactive in digging out what you want from the program. And the next thing is, there will always be people better than you. There will always be people more popular than you. There will always be people who are smarter, maybe better looking. There's so many ways people can be different. So do not waste your time comparing. It's not going to change anything. You are what you are, and you be you. You be proud of what you are, and you continue doing that well. So what you need to look for in the next 5 years is how you grow as a person from what you were. You only should compare yourself with your own previous self and set the targets to achieve a better goal. I think with those few and clear set of goals, you will have a much more happy and a smooth and a contented undergraduation experience. So with those few words, I thank every one of you for joining us here today. I really hope all of you really become the next generation leaders in medicine. We would be happy to see you as star alumni. We would like to invite you back and speak in stages like this and say, our student, our children have done so well in life. So that is what we want from you. So all the best, and use the opportunity to the maximum. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. I would now like to request Professor Dr. P. Soundararajan, Professor Emeritus from the Department of Nephrology, to kindly introduce our chief guest of the day, Dr. Dipankar M. Bhaumik.
Thank you. It's my private privilege to introduce my good friend whom I know for 30 years, Dr. Dipankar Bhaumik, from the days of my visit to R&D Institute. தூக்கத்தில் வருவது கனவு, தூங்காமல் செய்வதுதான் கனவு. இதை சொன்னவர் our former president. Dreams should make you sleepless. You don't dream during sleep, right? You all have fulfilled the dreams of your parents. Now you have come with a lot of dreams. You want to show an inspirational personality on your day one of white coat ceremony. Thanks to our management, we are able to bring Dr. Dipankar Bhaumik from All India Institute of Medical Sciences. He has an illustrious undergraduate career, and our postgraduate career. He is a professor of nephrology in All India Institute of Medical Sciences, the pioneer institutions in the country. and he has put up his efforts in building the department. He is also a visiting professor to Rishikesh All India Institute of Nephrology and Medical Sciences in Rishikesh. In fact, he traveled overnight from Rishikesh, got down to Delhi, traveled all the way with a great enthusiasm to inspire you, because you need an inspiration on the day one of White Coat ceremony to become doctors of excellence tomorrow. And he has a lot of things to say in his CV, 175 publications, 12 indexed publications, and more than 600 citations. He has put up a lot of effort on preventive nephrology, which is a need of the hour. With that brief introduction, I call upon Dr. Dipankar Bhaumik to address the audience. Thank you.
So, Brian, Dr. Deepak, the director, Dr. P. Sondarajan, Dr. Damodaran, the dean, Namasivayan, the medical superintendent, Dr. Chitra, faculty members, students, parents, ladies and gentlemen. I am most privileged and honored to be amongst all of you this morning to address you. I will give a few thoughts of mine which I think would be helpful to you in your coming career, and will make you better citizens of the country and also better doctors. I know it has been difficult times. The COVID times has affected education, has affected our families. You have been through all that, and as has been mentioned, you have come in the select group of people who have students who have been selected for this illustrious course at this very nice medical college, which I just went through, and I was very impressed by the ambience, the construction, and the people who are there in this college. It's really a proud moment for you, your parents, to be here this morning at this White Coat ceremony. I know it's a great event, and my hearty congratulations to all of you. This event started actually in 1993 in US. White coats were being used even earlier, but formally the White Coat ceremony started in the United States in 1993, and then became popular in US and also in several parts of other countries, including India. So why white? Because white is a symbol of purity, cleanliness, hygiene. It is a cloak of compassion, and most importantly, it evokes honesty and trust in patients and their relations. In this connection, I'll mention to you that one study which I came across a couple of years back in a very eminent journal in US, what they did was they interviewed 700 patients, and they asked them to assess, evaluate male doctors and female doctors in 4 types of dresses. So one was the standard, the shirt, pant, or whatever you wear. One was wearing the white coat. Third was wearing these OT dresses. Often you find now people going around with them. And fourth was this suit. And the patients, very large percentage said that we trust doctors who wear the white coats. And let me tell you that in my own institute, at my place of work, I always wear the white coat and not the suit, because I think it's very important that you wear it. So please keep up its dignity and understand its importance. Can I go to my first slide? So this is one scene, I don't know, from a Hindi movie, some of you may have seen several years back, so Munna Bhai MBBS. This is again the first lecture by the dean of that Imperial College of Medical Sciences, that is the movie name, and Boman Irani is the dean addressing the students on the first day, and Sanjay Dutt is the actor. He is a senior person who has joined as a medical student, and is asking questions in the middle of the speech, which is irritating the dean. So there's a lot of theatrics, dramatics involved. Quite a entertaining movie, but then I thought that it may be interesting to you. So it's a nice movie. So now we have the greatest advantage actually of being atop the giants of the shoulders of many giants. So I'll go briefly into the history of medicine. So I think that will help you in understanding what you are now entering. So as you all are all aware that modern medicine in its current form originated in Greece. That's and Hippocrates was in the 5th century BC, and the Greek civilization flourished between for 500 years till first AD, and the lot of research done at that time and publications written in Greek, and Hippocrates was of course the father of medicine. Subsequently, the Greek civilization came down, and in the 2nd century AD, Galen, he migrated from Greece to Rome, the 2nd century AD, and that when the Roman civilization had grown. So he went to Rome, he translated the books into Roman, and then the Roman Empire, which was there till the about 7th century, that kept up the medicine. So as you can see here, from Greece we went to Rome, and then the Roman Empire was there, and then the Arabs. The Arabs, they picked up these texts, they translated it into Persian, and they also preserved and improved upon it, and they also contributed to formation of the Unani medicine. The greatest development came when the European Renaissance occurred in the 16th, 17th century. That's when physics, chemistry developed, anatomy, biology developed, and then modern medicine developed. And this term allopathy, we are called allopaths. This was actually coined by Hahnemann, who was a homeopath. He was a doctor, an allopath, who became a homeopath. And the name allopath he gave was because, allo actually means something different, something foreign. So he called our branch as allopathy and his own branch as homeopathy, which is more close to the disease. Anyway, so that name has now stuck on us. Till about the early 20th century, medicine was still quite primitive, some bloodletting and all was done, but then the real advances occurred in the last 100 years. And as you can see, antibiotics, vaccinations, vitamins, insulin, anesthesia, and so many things came up, and that really showed its presence. It improved our longevity. And as you can see, life expectancy, there was a remarkable increase from only about 40, 45 years, even in Europe in the beginning of the 19th century. Now it's about 85, 87 years, and even in India now it is almost 78 years. So modern medicine definitely has contributed very significantly to the health of the population. Now, we as physicians deal with patients, with society. That's why ethics plays a very important role. And so ethics is a system of beliefs, practices, which distinguishes between right and wrong. But please remember that ethics changes with time, and it's different in different places and cultures, and it's influenced by the development of human rights and law. So one must have some idea of ethics, and so I'll just briefly speak about ethics here. And the first oath was the Hippocratic Oath. I'm sure all aware. And so in the 5th century BC, Hippocratic Oath came up, and I saw in the OPD here, very beautiful, all the history of medicine is beautiful paintings have been put of Hippocrates, of Galen, and all the other physicians and scientists of the 18th century onwards. So please, when you enter the OPD, you'll be able to see that. And then the Declaration of Geneva came, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights came, the Helsinki Declaration came, and then there are several oaths, and you have your own oath here. I was just reading it, and I was really impressed. So the Hippocratic Oath was original oath, and as you can see here, he's swearing by the gods of that time, Apollo, and he said that he will impart knowledge, he will impart knowledge to other students as well as patients. So doctor is basically a teacher. He's supposed to teach his fellow colleagues, his students, as well as the patients. And then he goes on to say the most important thing, that regarding the patients, that he will do no harm to them. That's the most important thing, that he will do no harm, give them the best treatment, and maintain their confidentiality. So he actually incorporated the most important things right at the onset of our medicine. That has been modified now in several forms, and then we have the Declaration of Geneva. I'll not go into the details of that. It was modified several times, and then we have the International Code of Medical Ethics, which was been revised very recently in October, just last month, and it has got 40 points, and it basically divides it into 4 or 5 parts. There's the duties to the patient, which I'll come to subsequent slide, duties to fellow physicians, health professionals and students, and duties to society, and that includes appropriate use of resources, because resources are very scarce, as well as research. It's duty to do research as well, as has been mentioned by Dr. Deepak just now. So I'll just briefly deal with the various points. So to the patient, we must do no harm. That's our first duty. explain in detail the pros and cons of the various treatment regimens. You know, because there's so many treatment regimens, there is no uniformity. So one must explain it and take informed consent from the patient. And as one of my teachers said, that don't be the first to start a new medicine or last to stop it. So one has to use one's jurisprudence very carefully and always maintain strict confidentiality at all times. Now, this is the city of Nuremberg in 1945, at the end of the First World War. And it's famous for the trial of the Nazi war criminals. And many will think that, you know, why I brought in the Nazi war criminals here. So I will just go to my next slide. So what happened was that the Nazis perpetrated a lot of torture on in the concentration camps, but doctors also participated in it. And they conducted the most unethical experiments on prisoners in the concentration camps. And I'm sorry to say, I mean, Nazi war criminals, 12 were sentenced to death. And in this courtroom that you can see, 9 doctors were also sentenced to death because they conducted the most unethical experiments. So one must remember history, because otherwise you are condemned to repeat it. So you must never repeat this. And the same judges who tried these doctors subsequently came up with the Nuremberg Code, a very important code relating to research. So I mean, I first spoke about ethics in practice. This is about ethics in research. And they at that time called it the human experimentation, you know, because you're experimenting on humans. And they gave 10 points, of which I've just mentioned 4 or 5, that one must take voluntary informed consent, the patient must have a right to withdraw consent, your research must be based on animal experiments, it must be done by a qualified researcher, the benefits should outweigh the risks, and research should stop if excessive harm is being done. So they codified it as the Nuremberg Code, a very important code in research. Subsequently, the Helsinki Code came up in 1964, and they changed the term human experimentation to a better term, the clinical research. So now the term uses clinical research. And that says very important that you should have respect for individuals, take the consent in writing, and recognize vulnerable groups, which was not mentioned in the Nuremberg Code. So the children, pregnant women, minorities, prisoners. And now we have the good clinical practices, which forms the backbone of our clinical research. Now, continuing with research, I think all of you know Edward Jenner. Edward Jenner is the English doctor who, quote unquote, discovered the smallpox vaccine, and that has ultimately led to eradication of smallpox worldwide. I think this every one of us knows. I just want to make 2 points about this gentleman. First is that he did not discover this method. This method was being done for almost 100 years even before he did it. But he did it in a very scientific manner. He published it and he convinced the world. So that's why Francis Galton has said, in science, credit goes to the man who convinces the world, not the man to whom the idea first occurs. So I mean, he convinced the world, and now, as you know, smallpox has been eradicated. That's one. Second, as I said, ethics is changing. Ethics keeps changing. If you see his methodology, it was very, very unethical compared to today's standards. So you would not be able to do research like that. But then at that time it was not unethical. So as I said, that ethics keeps changing. So what he had done probably would not be accepted now, but then he has done fantastic job, and he's the father of immunology, and he has played a very significant contribution. So one must remember the research in this perspective. You are entering medicine, I think you must also know the downsides. You know, it's very good to know the downsides. One must always weigh the pros and cons. So one is that the process is very long. It takes many, many years. It's just the beginning of your journey. It will take a very long time before you become MBBS, and then there are other degrees as well. One must be very careful that you do your practice very diligently. There should be no medical negligence, because society now views that quite seriously. And then there are many laws, you know, which can get you into trouble. So remember that. This is regarding you. Regarding the downsides of modern medicine to the patient, it has definitely helped in eradicating the infectious diseases. But what has been happened is that there's been increase in non-communicable diseases, the lifestyle diseases. You know, your diabetes, hypertension, obesity, cancers. So this has increased. And here, I think our Indian system of yoga is very good. It promotes, inculcates a healthy body and mind. So I think modern medicine is also accepting that in a big way. So I mean, that is one thing. Modern medicine is very costly. In fact, it is so costly that people cannot afford it. Of course, there are government schemes, insurances, but then cost is a very important factor to keep in mind. Often it leads to unnecessary prolongation of life, so there are ethical issues, and we'll not go into all those details. But then don't get frightened by these things. One has to accept it. Even I had to think about a lot. I mean, I basically wanted to become an engineer, and I joined IIT Powai. And then a week later, when the medicine results came, I switched over to medicine, and then that's how I'm here now. But then please remember that keep the downsides in mind, but don't get disheartened. Go ahead and do your best. Medicine is a lifelong process. You have to keep your knowledge up to date all the time. There are books, there are journals, plus you have got so many online resources. You have got apps, Twitters, WhatsApp groups. They all help you in updating your knowledge. Your knowledge has to be updated all the time. Doctors are teachers, they're also learners. So we attend our seminars given by students, so we learn there. In fact, I was in Nizam's Institute of Hyderabad as a faculty many years back, about 3 decades back. And there, in front of our seminar, it was written teaching learning hall. Because there you teach also, you learn also. So I mean, it's a continuous process, and you keep learning throughout your life. Respect your patients always, be courteous to them. Be most humble. In fact, that's there in your oath, which you'll be taking. I just read your oath. Always be most humble. Practice must be absolutely ethical. There are many, I showed you a few of the codes, it should be ethical. I always tell my students during my rounds that most important is you must have accurate and complete documentation. You see a patient, you take a good history, you examine, you please note down, because it's very important to document, because if something goes wrong, it is the notes which will help you in the long run. You learn from your mistakes. We all make mistakes. Patients will die. You learn so that next time you don't make a similar mistake and you improve upon your treatment. Very important in your general life, be punctual. You have to be very punctual. In fact, one of our senior professors in AIIMS in physiology, he wrote a book recently. What is the spirituality about being punctual? So punctuality is something you must inculcate in your life. And most important, please look after your own health. Doctors often, don't look after the health, and the lifestyle diseases which come in. Students also, you keep late hours. So try to maintain a healthy lifestyle. If something goes wrong, take professional help. In fact, William Osler said, a doctor who treats his own medicine makes a fool of himself. So please take appropriate help and look after your own health. So I'll just say that to become a doctor requires great hard work, but please take advantage of the opportunities that have been given to you. You must aspire to become a leader, as Dr. Deepak mentioned just now. You must aspire to be a leader for the coming generations of physicians and scientists. The faculty is here with you always, and they'll always be there with you. Please take support of your families and friends, because often negative thoughts keep coming in our mind. So you can get over them. You should definitely get over them. And I again welcome you to the most noble profession. Wish you all success. Before leaving, I'll leave you with these two quotes, which I always remember, and I tell my students as well. This is by Sir William Osler, a very famous physician. He's the one who started the branch of internal medicine, and they're very relevant in today's times. To study the phenomenon of diseases without books is to sail an uncharted sea, while to study books without going to seeing patients is not to go to sea at all. I think it's very important, especially in the current era. Even internship people don't see patients, they don't learn the clinical skills, they're acquiring MCQs, because they want to go to the next level. So please don't do that. One must study books along with patients. So I think so. And in fact, in KM Hospital, Mumbai, it's a very famous college, State GS College, KM Hospital. On top of the library, this quote is there. That so please remember this quote. And the good physician treats the disease, and the great physician treats the patient who has the disease. I think if you remember these two quotes, I think you'll be very successful in your life. I can wish you all the best, and express my sincere thanks and gratitude to the management of Savita, and especially Sundarajan and the Dean. Sundarajan was so persistent that I come, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And what I have said, I was prepared quite fast, impromptu almost. I thought I must share these thoughts with you, which I think will help you, and wish you all the best again. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir, for blessing our students and giving us a peek into the history of medicine. The Savita family takes great pleasure in honoring our chief guest for the day, Dr. Dipankar M. Bhaumik. May I please request our Honorable Chancellor, Sir, Dr. N.M. Veerayan, Director of Academics, Dr. Deepak, Vice Chancellor, Sir, Dr. Chadaram Shivaji, and Registrar, Ma'am, Dr. Shrija Varghese, to kindly felicitate our chief guest on this auspicious day. Please put your hands together as we felicitate our chief guest, Dr. Dipankar M. Bhaumik. Thank you, everyone. Great leaders are not defined by the absence of weakness, but rather by the presence of clear strength, said John Zenger. Our Honorable Chancellor, Sir, has always been that leader and a visionary who believed in great things, accomplished them with grace, and leads us all with love and simplicity. Sir, your presence here today is a force that inspires us all to do more. Thank you very much for agreeing to be amidst us today on this beautiful morning. May I please request you, sir, to share your words of wisdom, bless our budding doctors, and present them with white coats as they begin their journey into the fields of medicine.
Good morning and happy welcome to Savita. Good morning. Today is an important day for you as well as for us also. We also feel proud that you have come. You know how all the candidates allotted to join our college. Nobody has applied for any updates or shifted to other college. All the people are with us. That is the greatest strength you have given to us. It has added responsibility for us to take more care on you. Definitely we will take care of you. Now you have become an important person in the family of Savita. Savita is great, so you are also great. Savita is beautiful, you are also so beautiful. And this relationship will be there for the whole life. It's not a day's relationship or the 5 years relationship during your study. All these 5 years, you want to be a happiest person, a tension-free person, stress-free person. What is stress? When you do things which you don't like, it creates stress. When you do work with passion, that is the real passion, no stress. Therefore, you know, Savita analyzed everything and joined. The best infrastructure anywhere in the country you can see here. All medical colleges you have seen, all equipments will be there, no doubt. But The equipments will be either refabbed or second hand. In Savita, you will not find any equipment which is second hand or refabbed in any part of the department, because we want to provide you the best available in the world. One thing. Second thing, the teachers and the curriculum. Our teachers are so good and so adjustable, so lovable. You will like them, you can love them. And you need not have any hesitation to approach to clear any of your doubts. The other thing is, the best thing in our country, which is followed here, is the small group learning. Normally, the medical college has 150 or 250 strength. And earlier the medical council used to say you have to have only one class. That is why all medical colleges classrooms are built to accommodate at least 150 or 250 according to strength. Imagine 250 people in a class like this. How much time will it take to take attendance? By the time the attendance is taken, class will be over. Therefore, uniquely we have introduced small group, that is 30-40 people in a class. And you have 4 or 5 classes running simultaneously at the same time. And we have a very good mentor-mentee system. You will be always under the mentor, that is, you will be known to that mentor. 40 people will be under him. Therefore, he knows everyone by name, whereas a general class, he will not remember any one of you. These things are created only for the benefit of viewers. As the earlier speakers were mentioning, the facilities are there. It is up to you to use these facilities, and I hope you will use to the maximum. And when you go out, you will be proud, we should be proud, and you should make your parents to be proud. Because having selected Savita, I don't want to have any small disappointment. This is not that up to the mark, or that is not up to the mark. You will be fully satisfied. I hope you will have a very pleasant, happy and healthy days in Savita. And as far as our food is concerned, hostel is concerned, all hostel is fully air conditioned, you all must be knowing. Then there is no mess. Like when we studied, we had only mess, where there will be only one type of food every day. Here you have more than 100 outlets. Various types of food are available at your doorstep. Whatever you want, whatever you prefer, whichever is your recipe, you can get it, and you will be very happy to dine. And the healthiness also will be taken care of. There won't be any problem with health issues. With these few words, I wish you all a very happy and useful time in your life in Savita. I wish you all the best. God will bless you. God Balamurugan is here. He will always give his best blessings to you. And when you go out, you will go with raised head. I am a great doctor. That's what our wish. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Now we come to the most awaited part of today's event, presenting of the white coats. This is the ceremony which is very important for us because it provides us an opportunity to reflect on what it means to don the white coat and join the order of physicians. I now request our beloved Chancellor Sir and Chief Guest to present the white coat to the eager young minds of tomorrow. As the three heads of the department of First MBBS read out the names, we request you all to step forward, collect your white coats from the Chief Guest and Chancellor Sir, and don it with the help of the seniors who wait to welcome you all into Savita family. Once you don the coat, please kindly go back to your seats. This is a solemn occasion. I request the parents to not step forward to click the images or pictures of your child. We will be giving you all the images, and I also request you all kindly not to applaud at this moment. The students, please step forward.
A very good morning and warm welcome to all. I am Dr. Gunapriya Raghunath, Associate Dean Academics, Professor and Head of the Department of Anatomy. Hearty congratulations to the students on your entry into the portals of Savita Medical College. Thank you for choosing us and hope you'll have an enjoyable and memorable stay with us here for the next 5.5 years. Afrin, yes. Change now. Akash SS. Apasamba Govindasamy. Aarti G. Atif Fazal. Abhirami J. Atya K. Aishwarya Rao Muralidharan. Ajay Karpaya. Ajay V. Akhilesh S. Akshay Kumaran AR. Akshaya PA. Akshita Sharon. Akshaya Shri AMK. Yes, sir. Akshita S. Aniruddha S. Anita B. Anshika J. Arjun P. Ashwika VH. Asmita MJ. Ashwin S. Kumar. Atluri Achudaram. Anantika Pandian. Ayman Ahmed Beg. Balasaranya A. Benshiga E. Bhargavan CM. Bavadarani G. Bhuvanesh S. Burja Sneha. Shala Srivarsha. Chinmoy Manji. Deepthi J. Devadarshini S. Darshana R. Diksha S. Divya Prasad A. Divyanka Anandan. Durai Raj VTA. Durgadarshini MR. Elsa Sharon E. Gautam Paul. Nyada Mutesh. Gokulapriyan V. Gopika S. Gopika M. Gautam Krishna Y. Gurupriya R. Guru Vishnu S. Haspita R. Hanisha SG. Harida S. Harini G. Harini RM. Harini Saravanan. Harini Sri CD. Harini VS. Harish Balasubramanian. Harsha Metran AL. Harshni US. Harshita Dinesh Kumar. Jaiprakash S. Jeba Abhishek X. Jivapriya S. Jayvant SB. Jareen I. Jia Kanna. Kavyanjali. Karnish K. Karun Abhinav M. Kavin B. Kavin Bharati B. Kavinidhi JM. Kedari Akshat Sasta. Kirtana Sendal Kumar, Keshav Balaji S, Kirti Shivani S.A., Kishore P, Lakshika V, Lishya Shri N, Litesh MB, Lokeshwar G, Madan Shiva A, Madhumita K, Mahalakshmi S, Manish Sriram, Martina Ainsley Paul A, Matanki VS, Meher Basi, Meenakshi S, Mercy JL, Mithuna Usali, Mohammad Irfan, Mohammad Yusuf S, Mohammad Fayaz Latif MR, Mohammad Yasin Malik, Mridullah S, Nakshatra Ranjit.
The next few names will be read out by the HOD of Physiology, Dr. B. Vijay Lakshmi ma'am.
Nanda K, Nashini, Navina Priya Somasundaram, Naveen Kumar, Nija Shrita, Nikalya Anantaraman, Nikhil Srijit, Nikita, Nishant, Nivedita, Nivita Shri, Niyoshi, Paramesh Kumar, Parivraj Priyam Goswami, Plasil Jim, Pooja, Pooja Shri, Pooja Y, Prakalya SR, Pranav Devraj, Pranav M, Pranav Raj JR, Pranav Raj SR, Pranav V, Pranesh T, Pratik Bohra, Preetham M, Priyanka Gopinath, Priyadarshini, Priyanka D, Raisha Rahman, Rangesh, Rekha Varshini, Rekha Shri, Reni Thomas Koilraj, Ritanya, Ritika, Ritvik, Ritvika Reddy, Rohan Matthews, Safa, Sai Daya, Sai Vasant, Samrita, Sandeep, Sandhya Anand, Sanjana Ragapati, Sanjeev Krishna, Sankavai Shankar Jai Kishan, Sankita Hota, Santa Saroban, Sara Miraklin, Sharada, Saravana Ganesh, Sarvesh Krishna, Sasidharan, Satya Prakash, Satyajit Sridhar, Shahin Ali, Shanmadi, Sharva Dhanapriya, Sheetal, Shilpa, Shivin, Shri Abhirami, Shreya, Shreya Sivakumar, Shreya V, Shruti VM, Siddharth VS, Sneha V, Sneha Y, Suvrish, Saumya, Sri Danya, Sri Kerit, Sri Kerit, Sri Danyavash, Srimati, Srinidhi, Sri Nikesh, Srinidhi S, Srinivas Ganesh, Sri Ranjani, Sritika, Shritika S, Shriya Sasri Mudanna, Shrutika K, Stenil Sam, Subhashri, Subhashri VS, Subhashri G, Subramanian, Sudarshan, Suraj, Suraneni Venkata Dhruv Sudhakar Rao, Shweta S, Tanvita, Dashwi Balaji, Ukti Nakshatra, Varsha RG.
The next set of names will be read out by the HOD of Biochemistry, Dr. Anandi.
Varshana, Varshini, Varun Aditya, Vasundhara Chandrasekhar, Venmadi Muttu, Vinod R, Vinuruti, Srinivasa Ramanujam, Wahil Mahroof, Yogesh V, Yogeshwaran R, Sadhya Seda, Sadhya படிச்ச Sadhya, Harish, Harshati, Kirtisha, Shankara Narayanan, Tanish Madhav, Giridhar, Janani Satyan, Radha Krishnan, Harish Jairaj, Vishnu Priya, Yogesh B, Sweta S, Sweta S, Jyoti Prakash, Sasi Vanniha Reddy, Akshita Rangaraj, Sri Harshita, Shruti S, Manasa, Vishal Suraj, Kavish, Maunika,
Thank you. I request the students to please settle down. A few traditions are a joy to follow on this lovely day. May I please request our Medical Superintendent Dr. Punnambalam Namashivaya to administer the oath. May I please request the students to rise up, follow the instruction and take the oath. You have the oath kept in front of you on your tables, so kindly watch those oath. I will also be projecting it on the screen.
All of you put your right hand up and out, please, like this. I am going to read the white coat ceremony oath. Please repeat what I say. During the period of study, I shall live a disciplined life with my teachers and peers. My action shall be guarded, service oriented, and free from indiscipline and envy. In my dealings, I shall be patient, obedient, humble, constantly contemplative, and calm. I shall aim my full efforts and ability towards the desired goal of my profession. As a physician, I shall always use my knowledge for welfare of mankind. I shall always be ready to serve patients even if I am extremely busy and tired. I shall not harm any patient for the sake of monetary or selfish gains, nor shall I entertain a desire for lust, greed, or wealth. Immorality shall not emerge even in my thoughts. My dressing shall be decent, yet impressive and inspiring confidence. My conduct shall always be appropriate, pleasant, truthful, beneficial, and polite. I shall use my experience in actions appropriate for that time and place. I shall constantly endeavor to accomplish, keep updated with the latest developments in the field, and widen my knowledge. Shall treat patient of gender other than mine in presence of relatives and attendants. When examining a patient, my discretion, attention, and senses shall be concentrated on the cure of the disease. I shall not divulge the confidentiality related to the patient or family inappropriately. Although an authority in my subject, I shall not display my knowledge and skill with arrogance. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I request the students to be seated. It is time now to rejoice, and I request all the faculty and parents to kindly rise and applaud for this first MBBS batch of 2022-2023 as they join the medical fraternity. Thank you all. Please be seated. The root of all goodness lies in the soil of appreciation, said Dalai Lama. On that note, may I please request Dr. Chitra, Dean Students of Savita Medical College and Hospital, to propose the vote of thanks.
Good morning to those people on dais, students and parents. It's my privilege to render the vote of thanks at the conclusion of this very beautiful and meaningful event to all the people present here. Firstly, we thank our chief guest, Professor Dipankar Bhaumik, who at extremely short notice is participating in this event despite his heavy clinical and teaching schedule. Thank you very much, sir. The institution, faculty and students feel greatly honored and our thanks are due to Professor Soundarajan, who has helped us a lot in ensuring that this event is happening very, very smoothly. Our thanks are due to our revered Chancellor, who has always ensured to be present here at two vital events of Savita Medical College. One, the white coat ceremony, which we have witnessed, and two, the passing out ceremony, which will happen to you all at the end of your studies. In the white coat ceremony, he welcomes you, the new students, and your parents with great joy, and at the passing out ceremony, he bids adieu with great pride and happiness to the graduates as they leave their alma mater and venture out into being responsible doctors, and at which event your parents will again be present. Our thanks are due to our Director of Academics, who always expects only the best from you students. He's exhorting, encouraging, and demanding to ensure you are at the pinnacle at every moment of your journey here. Our thanks are due to our Dean, who is a thinker par excellence. He expects nothing but the best from faculty and students. Having studied law in addition to medicine, he ensures that all things are done meticulously, be it following academic norms or conducting an event of this magnitude. Thank you very much, sir. Our thanks are due to the admission team, who work tirelessly ensuring that on this day, all of you students, your parents, faculty, and other staff come together with happiness and great optimism. Our thanks are due to the HODs, who with their staff and student deans worked hard to ensure successful conduct of this important event, and also post this white coat ceremony have arranged to conduct the Suswagat, the program which you are all anticipating, I'm sure, with a lot of enthusiasm. Our thanks are due to the IT department for the excellent arrangements in this auditorium and the live telecast which is happening in the two lecture halls in the ground floor for the parents, especially because of paucity of seats in this auditorium. I thank the Vice Chancellor, sir, for being present here, encouraging you all and welcoming you, the parents, and encouraging and blessing the students in this important event. I thank the Registrar Madam for participating in this event, and she, I'm sure, will always be playing an important role as you pass through your student days, become a graduate, and post-graduation, as you all fly to different parts of the, different corners of the world. She'll be there to help you ensure a better prospect in your life and become a great doctor. I would like to thank the administrative staff who worked long hours to ensure smooth and enjoyable conduct of this program. Our heartfelt thanks to the tireless workers, Dr. Prem, Dr. Karthikeyan, and Dr. Shruti and their team, all of whom have been working for almost a month now for the string of important events in the calendar of Savitha Medical College. The Founders' Day, followed by the annual convocation ceremony and today's white coat ceremony. Our thanks are also due to our Deputy Medical Superintendent, Professor Araga Raja, and his team for the hard work put in ensuring all the preparations for this great event have been made meticulously. I thank the administrative staff once more, and I thank all you students and staff for being here and enjoying this event. We wish you all the very best in your life and hope you're present at the passing out ceremony, and with this enthusiasm and in this great number. That is what all of us would like. Thank you all very much.
That brings us to the close of the official ceremony today. Thank you all for being present here and making it more beautiful with your presence. May we all please rise up for National Anthem.
जनगणमन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्जल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे